Hi, let's talk a minute about the phrase "you need to." The problem with the phrase "you need to" when speaking to other humans is that we don't actually know that person's needs better than that person knows their own needs. Now, we might have more knowledge, we may have more awareness of what's happening in the immediate future, but only an individual knows what their needs truly are. Even if you're older and wiser and know ultimately what's best, that is different than knowing what the child's needs are at that moment. And sometimes the adult's needs and the child's needs are actually in direct conflict. That's for another video. But if you find yourself saying you need to, I encourage you just to take a moment and think about how you would like it if someone was telling you what you needed to do all day long. You need to put that away. You need to eat this. You need to get ready. You need. And if you don't think it's annoying, maybe do a little experiment and try saying that to an adult you live with. You need to, and see how they like it. It's really just not a very respectful way to talk to someone, and it supplants their will. And it's not really a way to educate when you're communicating either, by just saying you need to without any kind of explanation on why something would be good to do. And it takes away an opportunity for a child to make their own choices about what to do and not just obedience. And of course, we want citizens, right, that will be critical thinkers and understand what's going on in their environment and act accordingly, and not children that will simply obey. So some alternatives, let's say, for example, your child really should be putting some boots on because you're going to go outside and you're going to go for a walk and you're meeting some people, so you're in a time crunch. Instead of saying you need to put on your boots for leaving, you could say it's time to put on your boots, right? And that gives the child a choice to say, oh, it's time, and I'm part of this community and I want to be involved with what's happening next, and I'm going to choose to put my boots on, rather than just, you need to put your boots on. Or let's say you're guiding a child to clean up the table. So this is very common here at school, especially in the beginning. They'll forget a step, so rather than you need to grab your cup, we'd say, oh, and the next thing to do is to grab your cup. They're still learning, and it's not a command. It's just making them aware of what's going on so they can choose to collaborate with you in getting the table clean. You could say first, please. That's at least a request rather than an order, and telling them what they need to do. Or you could say, I recommend, I suggest. And a common one here is like let's, especially if it's something that you're about to do together. Hey, let's. And that's an invitation, not a command. Especially, those 2-year-olds, 2.5, where they've really developed the ego, don't really like be told what to do all the time. No one does, but it's especially resistant at that age because they've just really figured out that they're a complete whole person that has free will, right? They totally are becoming conscious of that. They had free will before, but they're really aware of it, and they don't like the adults supplanting their own will on the child. So if you have any favorite go-to phrases that you've learned to use instead of the sometimes popular you need to, comment below, and please like and subscribe.